Hi, my name's Asif Ilyas. Thanks very much for joining me once again. Welcome back. This episode, the focus is 1983. And 1983 was an important year for me because it was the first year that I fell in love with the Police. Of course, those who know me know that I've always been a big Police fan. And I stumbled across the album that this song is from in kind of a funny little way. In 1983, my dad was finishing sort of on the home stretch of finishing his studies here that he'd come over to Halifax to do, and he wanted to stay here. My parents loved it here in Halifax, and of course with the roadblocks of immigration and finding a place to stay and settle down, it was really hard to do with three kids. So he decided to send us back to Sri Lanka to stay with my grandmother. And it was great because I spent most of my youth in England, and I really got to know the country I was born in this stretch. We went there for a few months, went to school for about a month or two, and here we are on a beach in the south of Sri Lanka with my grandmother. My grandmother used to like to spoil us, of course, and she took us to a music store one day, asked us to pick out some cassettes. So I chose the Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra. I think I heard the song on the radio or something. And my brother, who's the consummate photographer and filmmaker, cinematographer, he's really great at that. He chose this album, being only 8. He only chose it because of the colors, the primary colors there. And we took that home to my grandma's place, put it in the cassette player. I instantly fell in love with this album, and I forced Shahab to trade with me. I know that's a kind of a mean older brother thing to do, but I said, that's my album, let's trade. And he didn't want to at first, but you know, I convinced him. And so sorry, Shahab, but thank you, because I fell in love with that album, and it remains to this day my favorite album of all time. I've started some pretty riotous debates with friends and colleagues by saying that the album is better than Sgt. Pepper's and that the Police were better than the Beatles, which I'm sure many of you will not agree with me, and you can let me know in the comments about that. But this album remains my favorite album of all time. I think it's a brilliant masterpiece. It had a lot of great hits on it, won many awards for the Police, but more importantly, I thought it was the great synergy of the three members of the Police. The sounds that they brought to the table really crystallized, and Hugh Padgham, the producer, really created an amazing. He paid tribute to each one of their contributions. The drumming of Stuart Copeland, to me, is so inventive. I got this book I wanted to show you. It's by Hudson Music. I'll put the link in the description on YouTube. And it's called Drumming in the Police and Beyond by Stuart Copeland, and it's by Joe Bergamini. Great book. It's got the notation in it. It has the some great unreleased pictures and also some discussion about the drumming and recording techniques and how things came about. So if you're a fan, pick that book up. This song is about the imbalance of power in a romantic relationship, and it's incredible the way the song switches mood by going into what we call cut time. The energy just it releases as soon as Sting singing about himself being sort of subservient to in this relationship. He decides he's going to leave. He decides he's going to leave her, just disappear, and then the tables will be flipped. And the way the music just does that as well, it's quite amazing in a pop song to see that approach. So I've done an arrangement that pays tribute to Stuart Copeland and Andy Summers, and of course the song itself. So I hope you enjoy it. This is Wrapped Around Your Finger by the Police.
Consider me the young apprentice, caught between the Scylla and hypnotized by you if I should linger, staring at the ring around your finger. I have only come here seeking knowledge, things they would not teach me of in college. I can see the destiny you sold turn into a shining band of gold, and I'll be wrapped around your finger. I'll be wrapped around your finger. Whoa. Mephistopheles is not your name, but I know what you're up to just the same. And I will listen to your tuition. You will see it come to its fruition. I'll be wrapped around your finger. I'll be wrapped around your finger. Devil and the deep blue sea behind me, vanish in the air, you'll never find me. I will turn your face to alabaster when you'll find your servant is your master. Wrapped around my finger. You'll be wrapped around my finger. You'll be wrapped around my finger. Whoa, around my finger, yeah, around my finger, around my finger, around my finger, around my finger.
Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.